Before the touch, there is listening, not with ears, with the whole field, with bones, with breath held in the pause between your exhale and mine.
I don't know what to expect, but I'm here. Lying down feels like surrender, and something in me flinches at that. The light is low, my eyes are open, then closed, then open again. I wonder if you can see how tired I really am.
You arrived as you are. You don't have to do anything now, even if your body has spent a lifetime telling you otherwise. Even if stillness feels like a trapdoor beneath you.
My spine touches the table, and a tremor climbs it like ivy. Not fear, not quite. More like the memory of being watched, when I needed to disappear. I keep telling myself, it's different now, this is not then.
I wait, not to fix, not to change, only to meet you at the edge of what is. I orient to the room, my stool, the door, the shape of the air around us, to the tide moving through both of us, slow as the earth's breath. A still point comes, or doesn't. There's no rush.
You haven't touched me yet, but I feel you there. A presence, quiet as dusk. My throat softens like it remembers how to speak without sound.
It begins, not with my hands, but with the holding of everything that does not need to be said.
I let my weight sink down, one vertebra, one worry at a time.
Here in the breath before, something ancient listens, and something even older says yes.
I thought I'd feel awkward, or worse, nothing. But it's not awkward, and it's not nothing. It's strange. To be still on purpose. To be still while someone stays with, instead of filling the space with words or worry or work. I hear the clock, but I'm not counting it. The ticking sounds like a metronome in the distance of someone else's memory. I try to relax like I've been told to so many times before, but the harder I try, the tighter my chest wraps around itself. My hip twinges, my jaw clicks, my shoulders whisper threats they've been holding for years. I feel like I'm failing at being still, but your hands, they land so lightly. I question whether they've landed at all, and somehow the air shifts.
She does not need to relax. That word is too heavy, too full of obligations. I don't ask her to change. I don't ask her to let go. I listen. I feel her presence before my fingers do. I widen my field to the space behind her, beneath her, around the heart she's protected so well that even she has forgotten how to hear its language. I meet her with my breath. Midline pulses, faint but present. A quiet hum in the spinal river. No still point has come yet, but the tide is moving. I feel her bones, not with pressure, but with presence. A soft hello.
It's not like a massage, not like acupuncture, not even like therapy, really. There's no diagnosis, no manipulation, barely even touch, and still, I feel seen, without even being looked at. My mind tries to make sense of it, catalog it, define the perimeters of what's happening, but my body seems to know better. It quiets my mind with the slow language of breath. But the breath, not the breath I can control, the one underneath that. the one that belongs to the sea.
She's beginning to drop in. The story of her body starts to unspool without narration. There's a spiral in her sacrum. Not wrong, not broken. Just a held pattern wanting to be met without force. I widen my perception further. I feel the soil beneath this building, the roots beneath the soil, the tectonic silence holding us all. She is safe enough now to begin letting go of what never belonged to her.
An image comes, not a thought, but a texture. A bird, small, shivering, tucked into my sternum like a secret. I don't know why, but I feel like if it flies away, something in me might break. So I stay still for the bird, for the girl I used to be when I first hit it there. Your hands are under my feet now. They feel like the earth giving me back my name.
There's a story nestled in her diaphragm, in the way her sternum and ribs float but do not trust the water below. I don't dive into the story. It's not mine to know. I don't reach for meaning. I wait. Her system, if left undisturbed, will show itself. I feel the tide shift. I drop from mid-tide into the long tide. I feel stillness approaching, not absence, a presence so full it silences everything else.
I don't know how long I've been here, but something's changing. The room feels larger, or maybe I do. I feel heat where your fingers rest, at the base of my skull. Not burning, just warm enough to remind me I still have a body. I want to weep, and I don't know why. But I don't. I just breathe. And with every breath, I remember what it is to belong to myself.
She's in the field now. She's not passive. She's listening, too. Her system breathes, fluids shift, inertia dissolves like salt in the presence of the tide. I don't guide. I don't decide. I follow the health. I follow the silence until it speaks.
It feels like floating, but I know I'm not. It feels like dreaming, but I'm awake. Your hands are like stones that remember the river. They don't push me downstream, they witness me, remembering how to swim. And somewhere between my jaw unclenching and my heart remembering its rhythm, I realize this is the first time in years my body has felt like a place I want to live. I don't remember falling in, but I'm under now. Not drowning, not lost, just under. Like being wrapped in the quiet at the bottom of a pond where time warps and everything waits. My shoulders no longer ache, they hum. My gut gurgles, not with hunger, but with the echo of release. I didn't know my belly has a voice until it began to sing.
The gut speaks first, when the mouth has been silent too long. I feel the wave unwind from the occiput through the spine into the sacrum, an ancient current resumed. There is movement now in the cranial base, a rhythm that had been buried beneath years of bracing. It pulses, slow, slow, slow. Primary respiration, the breath of life uncoiling.
A picture rises, my mother's hands wringing a towel. She says nothing, but I hear the tension. I'm 5, or maybe I'm not. Time is like water here. Her silence enters my chest. I carry it, like a second set of lungs. I feel it now, and I want to name it. but I don't have to. Your hands at my heart tell me you heard it too.
As the still point approaches, I don't chase it. I don't pull it. The tide seems to pulse. Her system reorganizes. Something moves in her thoracic diaphragm. A flutter, a letting go. Health is present. Not absence of dysfunction, but the potency that remains beneath it. The long tide swells. 50 seconds of inhale. I did not create, but I accompany. She's remembering something her mind forgot, but her fluid has always known.
My body wants to cry. Not my eyes, my body. My thighs weep, my ribs tremble. My heart opens like a door that was rested shut. It's not sadness, not fear. It's a clearing, a spring thaw, where grief had turned to ice. And your hands are there, but not intruding, just present, like the moon pulling tides without needing to touch.
She's in the healing state now, not fixed, not better, but aligned with the natural order beneath the chaos. The blueprint is showing itself, unblemished and unbroken. Health is never gone, only obscured. The tissues shift, the sacrum floats. Her whole nervous system rebalances, as if remembering it was never separate. I don't offer direction, only companionship on the way back.
There's a pressure at my temples, not pain, just presence. I feel a story that is not in words, like my skull holds more than my brain, like it remembers being cradled before I had language. It's not memory, it's something older, something my body knows without permission.
The tide slows, midline glows faintly. She's not drifting, she's integrating. Sometimes the work is visible, a twitch, a sigh, a belly rumble. But often it is deep within the field, a pulse softening, rolling, a still point resolving, a trauma no longer held. I feel the potency settle in her feet. Completion is near, but we are not done.
I can't tell where your hands end and my body begins. Not because you're invasive, but because everything feels connected. My ribs speak to my pelvis, my jaw relaxes towards my heels. And inside me, not my thoughts, but the part below them, I feel safe. Like I can rest for the first time without apology.
She's resting in the field now, held by the tide, not me. I'm only witnessing, tracking, allowing. The breath of life moves through both of us, and in that breath, everything belongs.
Something is different. I don't know what, but it feels like I've been put back into myself. Not rearranged, not corrected, just returned. Like all the scattered pieces gathered their breath and decided quietly to come home. I didn't ask for this, didn't even know what to ask for, but it found me anyway. In silence, in stillness, in your hands, not pressing, but listening.
She's back, fully here. Her nervous system is still moving, but the urgency has dissolved. The tempo slows, not to a stop, to settle. I feel the tide folding inward like a shoreline at dusk, waves completing with quiet precision. The potency has returned to her midline. The field is coherent. Her body's not calm. It's alive.
My spine feels longer, not taller, just more mine. My breath fills places it forgot it could reach. I feel the table beneath me with a kind of trust I've never known, and something in my skin, a warmth, a whisper, like the world might be safe to touch again. Not because it changed, but because I did.
The moment of lifting is sacred, not an ending, a transition. I lift my hands as if from water, slow, steady, respectful. Not because the work is fragile, but because it's whole. Her system will keep unfolding long after we part. But this moment, this pause, it belongs only to her.
I don't open my eyes yet, not because I'm hiding, but because I'm listening. There's a sound inside me. Not a voice, not a thought, just yes. Not to anyone, not to anything specific, just yes. Yes to being here, yes to staying, yes to the soft animal of my body, finally stretching out into herself.
I speak only if needed, sometimes just a breath, sometimes a word. You're back. Not welcome back, not good job, not how do you feel, just you're back. The system responds with a pulse at the feet, a soft shimmer in the field, a completion tone I've come to recognize like a bell in the body.
You say, go slow, you can take your time. And for the first time, I believe you. There's no rush in your voice, no hidden clock ticking behind your smile. I stay a little longer, not to delay, but to honor the quiet, because something sacred moved through me, and I wanted to say thank you without speaking.
The work continues without my presence. I leave the room as I entered, attuned, curious, and grateful. She's not my project, not my success story. She is her intelligence remembering itself. All I did was witness.
When I finally rise, it's not like waking. It's like returning from somewhere I've always belonged, but I forgot. I sit on the edge of the table, feet bare on sun-warmed wood. I breathe, and the breath breathes back.
I feel the echo of her field in mine as I wash my hands, not to cleanse, to complete, not to erase, to remember that what passed between us was sacred, and that sacredness belongs to her.
I step outside, and the world looks the same, but I feel different inside it. Not healed, not done, but whole enough to begin again. There's a stillness in me now that doesn't feel like silence. It feels like a song that hasn't needed words.
The session is over, but the work is alive, carried in the breath, the tissue, the tide.
I don't need to explain, not to you, not to myself. Something moved, something softened, something opened, and that is enough.
She doesn't leave with answers. She leaves with resonance. The field follows her. It will settle in dreams, in morning walks, in the way she drinks water without bracing.
I carry something now I didn't know I'd lost. Not a memory, not a story, a kind of weightlessness, but not from floating, from being held and still choosing to rise.
In my notes, I don't write her story. I write the pauses, the tide shifts, the way she met herself without armor.
The sky is the same, the road home the same, but something in me is more willing to be part of it now, not watching from behind my ribs, but living here and now.
We began with breath, we end with presence. We began with listening, we end with trust. We began with uncertainty, we end without need to name what has changed, because it has.
I remember how to be still without disappearing.
And I remember why I do this work.